Welcome. In this quick video tutorial, I'm going to help you get acquainted with Online Storyteller. When you first log in, you're going to have a welcome screen that will help you get oriented. So take a look at that. And then whenever you have questions about how the platform works, go into the top right-hand corner where you will see the question mark, and there you will receive the information about that page. We start with a question. This might be something like, what should my next step be? That's something that you can edit if you come into the pencil over here. And if you want to have a running list of questions throughout the course of our work together, you can copy and paste your question from here down into the notes section and create a new question. Because what we often find is that the question can morph over time, and it can be interesting to have a record of what the previous questions were. So you'll notice that you have different options here. You have storylines, your clarification sketch, your statement, and your exploration plan. We're going to go into storyline, and this is where you can add more stories either by clicking here or by going into the side menu and clicking storyline. From there, you'll go to add new story, and you'll select from these different categories. You'll want to add somewhere between, I'd say, about 10 and 12 stories. And you can do this over the course of a couple or a few weeks. Figure that it'll take around 20 minutes per story. So I wouldn't try to do them all at once, but over the course of a few weeks would be reasonable. You want to go for a blend of different types of experiences, some from your personal life and some from your professional life. I like to have a blend of things from the recent past as well as the distant past. So really go for a blend of different experiences. You'll click into whichever category you'd like to start with. I like to go with a time I was at my best as a starting place, and then branch out from there. So choose the category, and then you'll go through and you'll respond to the questions either by entering in your own short responses or by choosing from the list of popular responses. What will then happen is your responses will populate what's called a clarification sketch. That's what you can find here. Notice that you can view only starred items, or you can filter here by the different stories or pieces of feedback that you've collected. There are 7 different elements: desires, strengths, personal qualities, other people, natural interests, assets, and possibilities. And each one has a brief description under it. So if you forget what it means, just look at that description. What will happen is once you've added a number of data points by adding stories to the platform, you'll have all these options here, all of these data points. And then what you'll do is you'll go through and you'll prioritize by assigning stars to the items that are most important to you. From there, you'll have a statement that's here. And what you need to create your statement is 2 or more starred items for each of the categories, each of those elements that I just listed. So if you come in here and you don't see a statement, look at the instructions and it will remind you that you need to go back into your clarification sketch and do the work there to prioritize the items in order to start generating your statement. When it comes to the statement, I like to work with my clients to help them refine it over time. As they add more data into the platform, they're able to refine their statement. And then I like to use AI tools to refine the statement even further and pull out some key themes and possibilities. So think of this as an iterative process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but really over the course of several weeks. The good thing is that you start gaining insight right from the start. Now, a really cool feature of this tool is getting feedback. This is something that you're going to come in, you're going to turn on, and then you'll click Request Feedback. The purpose of this is to involve others who know you well in this process. People from your personal life as well as your professional life. People you've maybe known a few years as well as people you've known your entire life. You really want to have a blend of perspectives come into this process to enrich it. We find that it takes anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes for most people to answer the questions that they will receive when you send them the invitation. With my clients, they see that 9 out of 10 people, more or less, will respond to the questionnaire. And so you can expect a very high response rate. Oftentimes they'll receive the responses within just a few days, but it is good to get the ball rolling sooner rather than later, since people might have a lot going on, and with some people it might take them a week or more to get back to your response. When you click request feedback, you'll have sample language that you can customize and then send to the people you've chosen to invite to participate. Just make sure you keep the URL as it is presented here, because that is exactly what they will need to be able to access their questionnaire. Now, unlike some other feedback tools, you will see who provided what feedback. So this is not anonymous. And that's for a reason. This way you have context about who is saying what. The data points from the feedback will show up in your clarification sketch here, and you'll be able to go through and filter by the people's names so you can see who said what. You'll be able to then star those items and move them into your statement, just as you're able to do with the data points that you added from your stories. So there you have it. That's an overview of how to use Online Storyteller to reflect and clarify. And then the next piece will move into intentional exploration. So stay tuned for my video on that part of the process. I hope you found this helpful, and I'm excited to dig in with you. Let's go.